Okay, so we all want to level up in our careers, right? But what happens when you're putting in all the work and you're just not moving forward? It's like you've hit a wall. Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down a framework designed to help you smash right through it. Sound familiar? You know, the long hours, the endless to-do lists, that constant nagging feeling that you have to do just one more thing. You're doing everything you're supposed to do to get ahead, but for some reason, it's just not clicking. And this is what you get. After all that incredible effort, the needle just doesn't move. It feels like you're on a treadmill, right? You're running faster and faster, but you're just staying in the exact same place. It's so frustrating, and believe me, it is an incredibly common feeling. You know, that feeling actually has a name. We can call it the productivity trap. And it's basically this default belief that the only answer to not making progress is to, well, just do more. More hours, more tasks, more grind. I mean, just think about most of the career advice you hear out there. It's all about productivity hacks, right? Time management tricks. The focus is almost always on just optimizing the work you're already doing. But here's a crazy thought. What if trying to squeeze more out of your day isn't the real answer? What if the problem isn't your effort at all? What if it's your entire approach? Like, what if the very foundation you're building on is what's holding you back? And that leads us to a really fundamental shift in perspective. See, instead of focusing on the volume of our work, we need to start focusing on its leverage. And that all starts by asking a completely different and frankly way more powerful question. So here's the core difference, right? The productivity mindset is always asking, how can I do more? But an architectural mindset asks something else entirely. What structural shift changes everything? One is all about volume, the other is all about impact. Yeah, let's just pause on that for a second, because it's huge. This isn't about some small tweak or a minor little optimization. This is about finding that one adjustment way upstream that creates massive results downstream. It's about completely redesigning the system you're in, not just working harder inside of it. So the big question is, how do you actually start thinking like an architect of your own career? Well, that's exactly where the leverage map comes in. It's a framework designed specifically to help you find the answer to that really powerful question. Okay, so what exactly is the leverage map? Basically, it's a framework for helping you identify those high leverage moves. Think of these structural strategies as literally changing the rules of the game, instead of just trying to play it harder. It's about making one fundamental shift that creates this huge ripple effect of positive results. And look, this isn't just some vague, abstract concept. The framework gives you actual, concrete tools. For example, there's this idea of a career operating system. That's all about defining the core principles and non-negotiables that guide your big decisions. Or 90-day growth sprints, which force you to focus intensely on a single, high-impact goal for a whole quarter. That's how you make real, tangible progress. These are the actual building blocks for your new career architecture. And that's the key distinction right there. We're not talking about feel-good quotes or some temporary burst of motivation. No, this is about building a robust, strategic foundation for your professional life. Think of it like engineering, not cheerleading. Okay, so why does all this matter? I mean, what's the real payoff for shifting from a productivity mindset to a structural one? Well, it's all about making those small, smart adjustments upstream that lead to absolutely huge results downstream. See, when you start to focus on leverage, you kick off this amazing chain reaction. You increase your career velocity. You start moving faster, which naturally increases your economic value. You're not just working hard anymore, you're positioning yourself strategically. And that leads to way clearer decision-making and ultimately way more leadership influence. Now, you might be wondering, okay, is this framework really for me? And that's a fair question. It's not for everyone. It's really designed for a specific type of professional, someone who is genuinely hungry for growth. So who is it for? Well, it's for high performers who are trying to get that next big promotion. It's for entrepreneurs who are refining their business model. It's for consultants who want to build more authority and, command higher prices. Basically, it's for anyone who's really serious about designing their career with true intention. But what really unites all of these people is a shared mindset. If you're someone who values clarity over hype, and you'd rather have a real system than a tempting shortcut, then this whole approach is probably going to feel like coming home. So ultimately, this is the key takeaway, the big idea. Leveling up, it's just not about brute force. It's about thinking structurally, acting strategically, and actually measuring the things that truly matter for your growth. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with the very same question that started this whole shift in thinking. Just for a moment, forget about doing more. Instead, ask yourself this. What is the one structural shift in your role, and your skills, or in your strategy that could genuinely change everything?